Hello, dear adventurer, and welcome to the Arcane Ward, a library of stories and adventures of those who came before. Here we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this narrative named Ashes to Embers. An exciting tale of danger, adventure, and humor the likes of which you have never seen before. We thank you. We hope you enjoy.
All for coming tonight and being part of the very first episode of the Arcane Ward. So we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves, not your player, just your name, just so you say your first and last name. All right. Well, we will go ahead and start with myself. I am Caleb Reynolds. My DM tag is the Archangel because I am the angel of the arcs. I create the arcs.
He wishes he was Michael.
Arcs. And we will begin with to the left of me.
Ulysses Montano, known as Yuli. My in-game name will be Grave.
I am Travis Wogue. For anybody who wants to try and spell that, don't. I will be known as Mean the Turtle.
You look like a turtle. I'm Josh. I'm playing Clayton.
My name is Talon Vinay. I'm 25 years old, single, ready to mingle, about to move down to Texas. Any lonely ladies down there want to hit me up? Feel free. Look me up on farmersonly.com. You'll find me.
You know, there's a new Farmer's Bachelor show, right?
Only Farms?
Is there actually?
Yeah. It's literally just like it's farmers on it, like rich farmers that are on the show. It's hilarious.
All
is
farmers
real, yeah.
are rich. Do you know how much it costs to just keep a
Bruh.
farm going? Those people are rolling in it.
It's true.
No,
Mhm.
no. I live out
All right.
in the
No,
middle of the
they
country.
have
Next.
tons of money, but it all gets put back
They're
into
in
the farm.
debt.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
All the
You-
debt.
you
That
lose
doesn't mean
more
that they don't
money.
have them.
All right, I'm Trevor. I will be playing as Edward.
Hi, everybody. My name is Levi Palmer.
So we will begin by talking a little bit about where we will be finding ourselves today. Here is the map of the world of Sinis. As you can tell, it's kind of a little skiwampus because the continents, the land formations itself, were created by these mega volcanoes. So we have the three mega volcanoes right here. 1, 2, and 3 that are spewing massive amounts of ash into the air. Now, the lava flows created by those volcanoes have spread out into the continent that we know as water begins to fill everything else. And that's where we have lakes, rivers, oceans, and all that fun stuff. Now, we begin our story in a little town called Barrett. This little town is located right in the middle of the central province, in the middle of the forest. We begin our story in the happy little town of Barrett.
Very nice.
As we kind of zoom down onto the landscape of the town, we see massive trees in full blossom in the throes of spring. As we slowly follow a meandering river that kind of winds its way through the forest and valley, we come to a specific tree towering above the rest, surrounded by several different structures and towns. There we find two individuals chilling in the boughs of the tree and talking amongst themselves.
Please hold. I'm
Levi, Trevor, go ahead and introduce your characters. Let's see what they look like as they are chilling up in this tree right up here.
I mean, it's
Levi?
not super accurate as to what I consider my character to
I was
look
gonna
like,
say, so
but
it's not fully accurate, but
my current avatar is more of what I picture my character to look like. But I will be playing
Okay.
the role of Captain Lazare Song, who is debatably a pirate captain.
And I will be playing Edward. And I am basically Captain Lazar's loyal and only crewmate.
For now.
I like that. I like that.
Well, we find these two individuals chilling up in the very top of the boughs of this tree, kind of wedged into a couple of branches, and kind of finding a good place to kind of lounge as the sun slowly dips, as it slowly kind of off in the distance begins to set. A cool breeze sweeps through the canopy, blowing blossoms throughout the world and the air, and it's kind of a peaceful place right now, a place where Captain Lazar and Edward can kind of get away from the bustle of the little town of Barrett to kind of find some moments of peace. As we kind of go up into that, they are currently having a conversation. It's a very interesting thing, so we'll go ahead and go into that.
Edward, I think this is the place. We will find our crewmates here. They are out here somewhere, amongst these people.
If you believe so, Captain.
I do. I do. What about that one right there? Down there. Do you see him? I want him.
I'm not sure I'm looking where you are.
The people... Do you see the people? There are people down there. Do you see some? The people. I want them. All of them.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
What do you think we need to do to get them? You've always had more tact than me when it comes to talking.
Well, if we're trying to get a crew, we're gonna have to prove that you can lead them
Rob them.
and prove our strength.
If I choose one person to plunder, they will see how strong we are.
That is fair.
Good plan. I think that would work.
In that case,
All
we should
right,
probably find
as
the
you
richest.
guys, oh for sure. Now, as you guys are having this conversation up in the tree, kind of looking down at the people passing by below, far below you, as you are like quite a ways up in the air, you do begin to notice something very interesting. And at this point, I have to explain a little bit something about this world. All right, in the world of Sinis, turtles are a very common occurrence. The race of turtles kind of expand across the entire continent of Sinis, but they are notoriously slow. They are known for being a very methodical, slow-moving race, but that's not the best for traveling long distances. So they have to make do and become a little bit more ingenuitive. And so you will have to pardon their ingenuity as we fall all the way down to the river. And we watch
green
slowly
river?
as floating down the river itself is a little turtle shell. Min, can you go ahead and describe your character as it is floating down the river?
Hi guys, I'm Min. I learned magic as a kid. And then I was sent to learn more magic. And then I was sent to war. But I never got there. Because as it has been said, turtles are slow. And so I am now looking for a new teacher of magic.
And with that being said, we will go ahead and start off our first episode with the first dice roll of the game. Min, can you go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw real quick?
Oh, good lord!
Just
no.
the thing you want to hear as you start out.
The slow,
Right.
as the slow, kind of gentle, rhythmic washing up and down of the river has slowly lulled you into a sense of sleep. Let's see.
Natural
Did you
one.
just roll a
Natural
natural one?
Natural one. I knew it. I knew it.
For
that's
the
a 6.
first roll.
That is a
Let's
6.
go.
I knew you were gonna do that.
So, Min, at this moment in time, you have fallen into a deep sleep, even though you know for a fact that that's not the healthiest thing to do as you're floating down a river that you've never been on before. But it was just so rhythmic. It was so peaceful. The cool water kept you nice and like at a perfect temperature, and you have crawled inside your shell, floating down this river, and are fast asleep. Edward and Lazar, can you go ahead and give me some perception checks real quick?
I mean,
To
hey, I
save
might
this
be in my turtle shell sleeping, but I have an armor class of 23 with that.
It's true.
I got a 9.
Nice. Great rolls right off the bat.
6 plus 4, so 10.
10. Okay. Edward, as you are beginning to look down at the paths and different things and stuff, it is very barely that you're able to catch out of the corner of your eye this tortoiseshell that is floating down the river past you. You watch as it slowly kind of bumps into the branches, into the roots of this tree, boink, boink, and slowly begins to make its way around. And you can tell that whoever is inhabiting this shell is fast asleep.
Not his character. He's slow asleep,
Captain?
but
There seems to be a turtle down there, kind of asleep, floating down.
Edward, you struck genius. I see him. He already has nautical experience.
He'd be a good deckhand, I think.
Shall we go talk to him?
Mm.
Wake him up?
There we go.
I would hate for him to float down the river forever.
It's probably not safe to do it while sleeping either, so yeah, we should wake him up.
All right, we're gonna climb down out of this tree here.
All right. Go ahead and give me some acrobatics checks as you begin to nimbly jump your way down this tree. It's not a very hard check. You guys are both very dexterous. You've lived your lives on the open seas, climbing rigging and stuff. So
I got a 16.
perfect.
That's a total of 12.
Perfect. Well, both of you easily make it down to the ground and the roots right next to this floating past turtle. You watch as it is just like kind of meandering along without any rhyme or reason, and you can faintly hear the sound of deep snores coming from the inside of the shell.
Just with no, throwing caution to the wind, I'm just running right out into the river, and I'm just gonna kind of like try and grab the shell and kind of float it back over onto the shore here and try and wake him up.
All right. Men, all of a sudden, you are jostled awake as your shell slowly just like abruptly stops, begins to shake and move in a direction that you have never felt, that you haven't felt in a while before.
Okay. Let me try and find the thing that I want to do here. I'm just
Can't
gonna
believe it.
slowly like unravel my head out of my shell. Be like,
So all of a sudden, like Captain, Yeah, it's a very interesting visual as this long serpentine head slowly emerges from one side of the shell, kind of close up and over the shell, and starts looking at you from the other side as you're pushing it to shore.
Ah, my friend, you are awake. Let me introduce myself. I am Captain Lazar. I saw you were asleep. This is my first mate here, Edward.
Who are you?
Okay, sorry. I get it. You are still waking up. I will say it again. I am Captain Lazar, and this is my first mate, Edward.
Hi, Edward.
Hello.
So what brings you
What
so sound asleep? It is not
you
safe to be asleep in
want?
these waters here. You will float right down without a care.
But the water is so nice.
It is. You like being out on the water, eh?
Water is nice.
Yes, it is. Well, where are you going? What? Do you have
Outside.
any pressing engagements, or?
What's an engagement?
Well, it could be a lot of things. It could be when two people love each other and they want to be married. In this particular case, do you have to do something?
What do I have to do?
That's the question.
What question?
Yes, this is going to take longer than I thought. Edward, you take this.
Hi, Edward.
This is painful.
I
That's
think
shiny.
what asking is, are you currently busy?
No busy.
She
Wow. Your conversational tact is
At this
impeccable.
moment in time, as you guys have kind of like brought in, at this moment in time, as you brought in men over to the side onto the bank, you hear off in like just like right over here, you hear, "What's all the racket?" As kind of opening the door and slowly walking his way out is this ancient turtle, step by step making his way to the balcony that's looking over to the beach where you guys are on.
Captain, there's another one.
Your relative?
You two for
There are multiple.
so you two would know this person. His name is Miracle, and he is well, he's kind of like the town like old dock working coot, kind of a little bit. He know you like everybody in the town is like, oh, he knows a little bit of magic and stuff, but he usually kind of keeps to himself and is kind of like the crotchety, hey, stay off my lawn kind of man.
Imagine a slow version of
Miracle,
that.
it's good to see you. We were just talking to your cousin here.
That's pretty much suspense.
That's my cousin.
I was speaking
And he like
metaphorically.
slowly like begins to make his way down, and he kind of like stepping like with like a long staff slowly. It takes like almost 30 seconds for him to like travel down the wooden kind of planks to the beach itself, where he's now kind of like eye level with you men. You don't look familiar.
Are you my master?
Edward, remember, patience is a virtue, and a virtue cannot hurt you.
I keep thinking of Dory
Master
finding
of what?
talking to whales. You guys hear that? It's
Master
like listening to
of
Dory.
Yeah, his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are Min. You wrote me a letter.
Short
Come
letter
with me.
took long time.
This is P. Sherman.
And he like turns
Oh,
around
yeah.
and begins to make his way back up to where's there he is.
Does
Begins
anyone
to
else
make his way
imagine
back up.
Master, what's his name, Oogway from Kung Fu Panda? These are the turtles. That's what I'm imagining right now.
But we're not as nimble or fast.
Master, whatever
Okay.
it's like.
So
Yesterday is the past. Tomorrow.
and so he kind of leads you up to, right down to this part of the dock, right, kind of overlooking the water. And as he kind of is
Isn't
like
the water
chilling there,
nice?
yes, the water is nice.
Edward, we are losing him.
Man,
Let us
what?
go. We will hang out next to them. Maybe they'll notice us.
do you guys leave? Men, do you know any concentration spells?
I know a few. I can detect
Good.
magic. I can cast a
Oh.
witch bolt. I can also write in the sky.
Nice. First lesson. Right in the sky.
What should I write?
Write your name.
Oh, it's good my parents gave me a short name.
Caleb, I'm gonna kill you.
Alright. I
Okay,
will
so
cast,
you cast Sky, right?
yeah, cast Skywrite.
If I remember
All right,
correctly,
cool. As
Skywrite.
soon. Go
What
ahead.
are you gonna
Uh,
say?
if I-
It's a second level spell? Yes, it
No,
is.
no, Skywrite is like is something written up in the air, but it's like interactable, right?
You cause
not
up to
interactive.
10 words to form in a part of the sky you can see. The words appear to be made of clouds and remain in place for the spell's duration. The words dissipate when the spell ends. A strong wind can disperse the clouds and end the
In
spell.
that case, I'm
early.
going to cast Gust.
Okay, now riddle me this: what's the distance on gust?
Yeah, what's the distance on Gust?
That is an excellent question.
Uh huh.
Probably not far enough.
It's probably
How
not
far
gonna be
away
far
are you
enough.
writing this word?
This is in the sky, so it's a couple hundred feet in the air, like
Yeah.
hundreds of feet in the
I
air.
would say about 300 to 400.
See, do I want to use a sorcery point for this?
I don't think it has the range. It's not worth it.
Let's see.
All right, I will say, Min is far faster at magic than he is speaking.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
So you
Yeah, no.
so
I
you
can't do it.
cast Skywrite and you have Min kind of plastered above. As soon as you finish casting the spell, you do like the verbal and somatic things. All of a sudden, poof, you get hit in the face with his staff. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh man. Oh gosh. Okay. I didn't think this is how it was gonna go when I started this. I didn't think I was gonna be abused this much. All right, I get +5 to Constitution, so take them apples. Hot dang! Take that. 24.
As you maintain concentration on the spell, you watch Miracle slowly kind of lean in kind of looking at you in the eyes, and you kind of twitch a little bit, but you maintain concentration on the spell. And he goes, "Very good. Most new wizards cannot concentrate well." And then he goes, "Again," and he smacks you in the face again. We're gonna go ahead and pause right there as Min begins to receive his his first formal training as a turtle wizard.
He's got a
Man, we are going full Karate Kid if Mr. Miyagi was abusive.
He's just trying to get you out of your shell.
That would kill me.
All right.
That would literally kill me.
So we'll go ahead and jump back over to Edward and Lazar. You watch as like Edward, you see him write this in the sky, and you're like, "Oh, I could gust this way." And before you even have a chance to like even think about doing it, he gets smacked in the face with this staff, and you're just like, "Oh, dang!" And then they have like the conversation about concentration, and they continue on that. So what are Edward and Lazar gonna do? What are you doing?
I'm probably just kind of sitting on the edge of the dock here, just kind of watching, waiting for my moment to like, because I mean, like I've claimed Min. He's gonna be in my crew, and now this old turtle's coming over and taking him. I'm like, hang on. So I'm waiting for my moment to interject and try and play my hand at getting him to come along with me again.
Okay. Edward, are you kind of doing the same thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just sitting there watching, really, really happy that I didn't have to learn magic this way.
All right. Well, at this moment in time, Captain Lazar, you faintly hear a voice kind of calling off in the distance. Right, Captain Lazar, Edward, where are you two? Where have you both been off to?
Do I recognize the voice?
You recognize
Mom.
this. Yeah, you recognize this voice as Mary, the tavern keeper. So, while you've been staying here in the kind of town of Barrett, one of the first people that you've met was Mary and her husband John. So Mary and John, like they own the tavern and are kind of like the honorary mayors of the town of Barrett, even though they don't have any formal mayor, just because the main population of the town of Barrett are the priests that were at the cathedral here. So they were the first ones to kind of like bring you in and introduce it to you, and you quickly knew that they're nice people, but they're not crew material. So you faintly hear this voice off in the distance as Mary is kind of calling for you.
And I haven't done anything to upset Mary, right?
Nope.
Okay, then
As far as you know.
I'll heed the voice then. Come, Edward, we are called. And I'll kind of get up and stop for a moment, look over my shoulder, kind of mentally telling myself, I'm coming back for this one. And then I'll head off towards.
All right. So as you kind of make your way around the tree right here, you actually see Mary slowly kind of walking down the path towards where she knew you would be around. She thought you were going to be up in the tree, but as she like slowly kind of comes around, she notices you kind of two coming through this little gap and onto the path. And she's like, right, well, Captain Lazar and Edward, supper is on the stove, and it is about time that both of you eat your proper fill. I know that you both look rail thin, and the last time I offered you supper, you both quite soundly disappeared, and I expect to feed you a well-deserved dinner this time.
Very well, I think I can agree to these terms.
All right, come along. And she will
Congrats,
slowly
A1
lead
soup.
you back to the tavern. All right. At this point, we then come to the path that is slowly leading into the town of Barrett. Coming from the south, down the path, we watch a very tall figure. Gray skin, a long gray duster, and a gray hat. As we see Shaggy's character. So Shaggy, go ahead and describe who you are as you're slowly
Where am I?
walking down this path. You are right over here, walking down the path into the Barrett itself.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so kind of like a very gray, like dark gray, like almost like a black gray duster with like a big wide brim, like kind of more of a flat brimmed stiff hat that you could either like see in like the outback or like a cowboy kind of like hat that like kind of comes down. I have my bandana kind of up to my chin at the moment, and you notice that like I've got some pretty big I don't know, kind of teeth,
Personalities?
and you can teeth, and then you can see my pointed ears that you can recognize that I'm a half orc. Other than that, you can see that I have like a big old belt buckle, kind of showing between the my duster that's kind of partly open, and I'm kind of like glancing around, kind of eyeing everybody that I'm passing before I pass them.
All right. So as you slowly begin to walk into the town proper itself, you begin to like notice different people. Most of them seem like common kind of tavern folk and stuff. But as you kind of come to this very edge, you see two figures talking to each other. One is like this kind of like smaller, kind of chubby man in this long white and gray robe. And you can say that it is covered in a thin layer of ash. And you can recognize this as one of the clerics of Ash, the cathedral here in town. The other person is almost like 2 feet taller than the person in like kind of like a smart jacket that kind of goes a little bit past his waist, a little bit buttoned, and you can tell that this guy is a little bit more important, and they're both kind of having this kind of it sounds a little bit of a heated discussion. Go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick to see if you can kind of hear a little bit about what they're discussing.
Nope.
No?
6. Well, oh wait, hold on.
So it's just a little
My
difficult. Yeah. So it's a little bit
no,
noisy.
It's an 11.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's still a little difficult to hear as you're kind of coming into town. It's a little bit noisy. There's a lot of people talking, but as you kind of slowly approach these two figures, you kind of hear the very tail end of the conversation as the taller man is like, well, we have to just do something. We can't just let these grave robbers keep on taking and having no repercussions. And at this moment in time, as you're kind of approaching, they kind of both kind of cut off the conversation and kind of look towards you.
Sorry to bother and interrupt, but did I hear something about grave robbers?
You see the taller man kind of looks you up and down, and then he kind of notices like one of the emblems on your duster, kind of like this little pin that kind of represents the town that you're from.
Yeah,
you're from up north.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that, but you'd see it kind of up on next to the lapel, almost kind of covered, but it's really dirty. But imagine kind of like this world's version of like a sheriff star, ranger star.
Ah,
The
so
Kasadi.
okay, who just rolled all those d20s?
The slow
Come on, you
hammies.
guys. It is literally taking up all of my screen right here. No more rolling 100 d20s because it literally
It was
takes up my
actually-
entire screen right here, and I can no longer see this side. You
It was
dork.
actually 400. It was actually 400.
Only
My-
99.
Who's counting?
What if it crashed the game? No more doing that. You can roll 5 at max.
Talon's over here with
Okay.
his hand underneath the table doing this motion.
I saw you doing this, and I knew what it was, so I started doing it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
They were
Alright,
collaborating
alright.
against you.
Okay. My gosh, you both.
The game did
All right, well-
start to kind of
They
lag a
just
little bit.
wanted to have some fun.
Yeah. Well, so this man kind of turns to you, and he kind of nods towards your pin. And you're from up north. What news do you have? And we might be able to swap stories of things and happenings going on here in Barrett.
Up north, things have been able to get quiet down quite a bit. Hence, that's why I'm coming down south.
Hmm.
He said,
Seems like you guys are dealing with some troubles that have happened. I've heard in some other towns.
Yeah. Grave robbers. We've had to start sending.
Extent.
Huh?
To what
was that?
extent?
Our local cemetery is abandoned. All the bodies that we've had buried there for the past century or so have all been dug up and taken absconded with somewhere. So we've had to begin to send our dead up to the south to the next largest town to be able to actually bury them in a proper cemetery. It's become a real nuisance, and we don't know what to do. We just the other night, about a week ago, we posted a guard to watch the cemetery, and well, nobody has seen or heard hide nor hair of Trenton since that night. So it's a bit concerning. And I was just conversing here with Father Paul, and we might need to send to one of the cities, potentially even Babylon itself, to get some soldiers down here to help and to round up these miscreants and grave robbers and get back to normal.
Aye. Well, who knows the guard that was posted?
Well,
Who was the last one seen with him?
he was a little bit of a loner, but you could potentially go to the cemetery now. We sent another fellow over there about 2 hours ago to also kind of do some digging around and stuff. He seemed very interested in the cemetery, and less interested in, well, the grave robbers, and more interested in the names on the stones themselves.
Let
But
me get this straight. You
you
have a
can-
grave robber problem, and you sent someone to the cemetery to dig around. I'm
Maybe
not.
he
I'm
just
not here. I'm
doesn't-
not in this
Leave
conversation.
off.
I'm just saying. Choose your words.
English hard.
English is hard.
It's
you
called
guys.
foreshadowing,
Well-
Levi. Come on.
If you can have free reign of the cemetery, and potentially I was the last one to see to see Trent before he went missing, and it was
Well,
literally that
I'll-
night we all went to bed and woke
Well,
up
that
the next
sounds
morning
good.
and nothing.
Where would I find? Do you guys have? Does this village have a cobbler?
Well, I'm the blacksmith here. Of a little bit of everything.
Who-
Kind of
Who supplies the boots?
boots. We
prefer-
get most of the boots ordered in from one of the major cities, and I do repairs as needed. Why?
Well, if I'm gonna do some investigating around, I'll want to also know who the cobbler is and who's dishing out the boots. And as I do some of my investigating, I'll want to know sizes and who owns what.
Well, I
Plot,
could
like my gravy thickens.
mm,
Great.
and he at this moment in time he kind of turns to Father Paul and he's like, we can finish this conversation another time. I believe I should go with this fellow here and provide my aid. I would be the person to talk to about the cobbling here. I can offer what little expertise I have and knowledge, but if you want, I can take you to the cemetery.
Yes, that'll be good. Lead the
All
way.
right, and at that moment, he kind of walks off down the path that you had just come from, off into the path. As you kind of make your way down the path this way, there's a little offshoot that you can see that kind of leads into the trees, and as you begin to make your way through the forest itself, you come to a little clearing that kind of opens up as this grove of trees kind of spreads out into a little meadow, and you can see the tombstones springing up out of the tall grass. And again, yeah, the first thing that you notice is almost every single gravesite is completely dug up, and there's dirt piles everywhere. And
Is it messy?
That's not
messy,
the-
or is it more?
yeah, it's very
Or
messy.
is it more methodical?
It's very messy. It's less methodical, more just like dirt, like all over the place. And you then see something quite interesting. You see a figure kind of standing at the very center of the graveyard, and he's wearing the most terrifying but beautiful set of plate mail you've ever seen in your entire life. It's this kind of silver blackish metal, and as you kind of watch, you see it slowly kind of pulse, and you watch as it goes boom 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 boom, and he's kind of currently kneeling down with a like a parchment and pen in hand, kind of writing down something onto this parchment as he's looking at the graves. At this moment, Yuli, do you want to go ahead and describe your character and kind of introduce them to everyone?
So as I stand over this unearthed grave, and as you wander closer, you can see the back of my plate mail is not plate mail, but it's instead a shield with a face on it. And it grimaces as I look into the gravesite and I make my notes. It looks quite sad and distraught. As I get up, my nearly 6.5 foot tall armored paladin walks over to the next gravesite, not unearthed. I don't stop very long, and then I go to the next one. And again, you see the shield just grimace in pain and discomfort as I look into an unearthed grave. I, on the other hand, if you look at me, seem not to care at all. But I go along my way, jotting down the findings I have, at each unearthed gravesite. Very quietly, not
All
threatening
right.
anybody.
Yeah. And at this point, um, your guide kind of leans over to you, Clayton, and he's like, he's a strange fellow, but he seems to know what he's doing. Didn't catch his name though, so he's a little unsettling. So just I don't know, be careful. So, and he begins to kind of slowly walk towards the figure. What's your name, Yuli?
As you walk up asking me, I'm like, didn't I introduce myself to you before? What name did I say?
You said something about graves.
Yes, perhaps you should call me Grave. That's my name here.
That is
Gunter.
that's good. That's good. This is a I'm so sorry. I did not catch your name, sir. What was your name?
You can call me Clayton.
Well, Clayton, Grave, I will be over here if you need me. And he kind of backs away slowly.
Or not so slowly.
You can tell that he is very uncomfortable with Grave here. But he's also trying to be polite because Grave has been polite.
So I assume the grave has to relate to your interest in the graves.
Perhaps it is a name I've taken upon myself for my failures.
Interesting.
But the interest
What's
in the
up with-
graves, the names are important to me. Why these ones? Perhaps I should find out why as I write down another name.
I noticed your shield.
Oh, that shield? I can't get rid of the thing. It if you must know, it shows my inner feelings. I don't talk much, so it talks for me.
Fair enough. What have you
As a
noticed with
paladin-
these graves?
You have a problem of possibly wealth. The grave robbers are just grave robbers. I believe that they're digging up influential names in hopes of finding riches that were buried with them. But these are names that I've come across before in this world. And I find it strange that they would be here in a village so small. I was going to ask the town guard how these persons ended up here. But it looks like he's run away from us. Would you perhaps
Right.
like to ask him?
Yeah, I can ask around about it, where the names are, where the families are origin here. Have you noticed any tracks of what is digging everything up?
As I look around, can I roll a perception roll? See if I can help him with his
Yeah,
answer.
you both can go ahead and roll perception or investigation.
My perception is better than my investigation, but I feel like investigation would be the proper role.
Well, I'll tell you, depending on your role and what you pick, I'll tell you different things.
Natural 1.
You know, it's
Well,
not even
I gotta-
funny when you joke with those.
Not always.
All right.
That'll be,
What'd you get?
22.
22. Okay. Grave, it like you've been kind of dead set on the names written on these graves, and it has been a very interesting thing that it's kind of hard for you to have your attention drawn to anything else. Clayton, on a 22, you notice something that immediately kind of catches your interest, but also unsettles you a bit. The first thing that you notice is begin to look at the graves and the digging patterns and all those kind of things. You notice that the way that these graves were dug up was not from the top down. It was from the bottom up.
Gone. That's ominous.
Interesting.
And then, in addition, on a 22, you also see kind of something at the very edge of the graveyard, kind of in one of the piles of dirt. You see the faint shimmer of a reflection.
A shimmer of reflection, like along the fence line, or like what do you mean by that?
Towards the very edge of the clearing, there's like a pile of dirt that is formed from the graves, and in the pile of dirt you can see something is reflecting out of it, like the light.
Oh,
is
like
kind
a
of
shiny, like a
off
piece of
it.
metal or something.
Yeah.
I walk over
It's
and
money.
I kind of try to pick it up.
As you kind of reach down and you pick it up, you immediately pick up a gold piece. But
Money.
it's something very interesting. This gold piece is completely smooth on both sides. You can as you kind of rub it between your fingers, that it used to have some sort of etching or impression on it, but it has been removed somehow, and it is like this polished kind of mirror gold on both sides.
I kind of look around to see who saw me pick it up, and is there anyone right by me?
Just me.
Grave, would you have followed Clayton over?
No, I wouldn't have.
Okay,
But
then
I would be
I'm just
nearby.
gonna
Go ahead
remark-
and roll
feet
me a
away.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check then.
All right, let's see that. Sorry, I gotta look at my phone. My page is whited out, so I can't see it.
It's almost like someone overrun the
Yeah,
system by
I
rolling
found that
100
it-
dice.
Hey now.
I also
Oh, no, I
find that
did
it
that before.
lasts longer if you don't have it constantly up and only open it when you need to reference it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So 13. Use my perception. So it's a 15 perception.
Grave, what did you roll for your perception check?
It was a 15.
A 15. Okay. So as you kind of look over towards Clayton as he kind of reaches down, you do see the glint of gold as he picks up something.
What's that? Clayton, what did you find there?
Not sure. Seems to be gold, but it's a bit different. Do you recognize this?
Let's
You
see.
both can go ahead and give me history checks if you would like.
Are we back in the forest? Because I'm in the tavern.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Boop. Everybody back?
My history check is a 4.
Yeah.
Yuli, you can actually do this at advantage because it
Okay.
is pertaining to something.
history check.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. Clayton, it's kind of like you haven't seen something like this before. It's kind of a little bit interesting and stuff. Grave, you look at this,
Gosh, what the heck?
and
Where's my menu?
as you kind of like see the gold coin in his hand with the etchings kind of eroded off of it, you recognize this as a gold coin from a dragon horde.
Ooh.
In ancient times, when dragons were on the surface, they would collect gold, but they were a very prideful race, and so they didn't want any etchings or identifying marks on the gold that they collected. So they would ingest the gold, and their stomach acid was just enough acidity to erase the etchings. So when they exited the dragon, they were completely scoured of all just like discerning marks.
It's like
and
unmarked
stuff.
bills.
So you recognize this as a dragon horde coin.
Interesting. FYI, I rolled a 13 for my history check.
Okay.
If you roll perception, my shield might give way that I know something. What do you see? I'll give it a difficulty of 12.
Confused with my dice rolls actually right now. That's an 18. Okay, so this is my next roll.
Okay.
So this is my actual perception roll. That would be a 17. Can I
Okay.
see that?
17.
Yeah.
So
So
let me
Go ahead,
work
Grave.
out like this. So Grave rolled a 26 deception on you. And what I would say is, that's just probably some corroded gold. It can actually corrode if you didn't know that. He must have found it somewhere and kept it with him. That's why they raided his grave. On the perception check of you notice as I turn around a bit, my shield has this face on it of, if you could imagine like an oh no, oh crap face, right? Like I don't know, just one of those meme face, like oh no, probably Pepe or something, right?
That's super funny. It's like
So
okay.
it gives it away that I know something, even though I sound super convincing in my lie.
Interesting. And I just like kind of remark that to myself. Okay, because I would
I lied
with
to you.
my history check, I would have known that it was a golden a dragon mark thing.
You would know that it like you like as you kind of rack your brains and stuff, you're like you can't remember the exact thing, but you know it has something to do with dragons. But you don't
It
know
is gold.
exactly what.
Okay, cool. All right, so well, I take
all
the
right.
gold back and then I kind of pocket it and remark it for later.
Okay. At this moment in time, the sun's like fully crests over the hill that is kind of overlooking, and it slowly begins to get dark.
Okay. I want to really quickly. I want to look at any of the graves that. Is there any graves that are not dug up yet?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
15.
15. There is one specific grave.
Okay, I want to mark it in a way that like I would be able to tell. I want to mark like around the grave to like somehow like be able to know if somebody came up to the grave to dig it up, or if there's digging up that happened at the grave and then something walked away.
Okay. Do you want to read the gravestone?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of like lean down to kind of read the gravestone, it has a name and it says Ashlyn Thurgood, lost at sea, 1116 to 1114.
Lost at sea. Well, most likely, actually, this one won't get dug up.
Did you say 1116 to 1114?
Sorry, 11.
He also said that gold corrodes, but
I mean, I said that.
Sorry, I'm a little. I'm a little
yeah, that
salty
was
about
great.
that one.
Fantasy gold, maybe.
No, it like the acid
Fine, I'll buy that.
itself dissolved
It
the
was-
outer layer. It literally
It was a
like
partial lie.
like as it passes through the dragon's digestive system, it is scraped off from like the inner lining of their stomachs and stuff.
Roll deception. I'm just kidding.
This is my world. It's
DM,
canon.
roll perception.
I'll roll for a BS check.
Roll insight against the DM.
Okay, go ahead. What'd you roll?
You all fail.
Roll for me.
Who?
We're rolling
really
against
want
you?
me to-
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and
For
roll.
what?
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Just roll. Just roll. Just roll a d20.
I rolled a 12.
Natural 19? Oh,
I rolled-
man.
that's
All
base
of a sudden,
19.
base 19? Well, all of a sudden, Min explodes into a fiery cloud of ash.
Hold up, I still have that
Whoa, isn't that
inspiration.
crazy?
I still have the
Wow.
He
inspiration.
got whacked really hard with that staff from Miracle. Jeez.
He's a
Hey, I
rageful
still
god.
I still have my D8 inspiration to add to it.
Do you want to add to it? Go
I got
ahead.
a 1. I got
Roll
a
it.
20. Suck it.
He beat you by.
Wow, Min doesn't explode, but you don't know anything because you're going against God.
Got the power
Okay.
of God in it. On my
I
side.
have now reached my quota of 1 DM God lightning bolt damage for the campaign, so I'm good to go.
All right. Okay. Clayton and Grave, is there anything else you kind of want to do in that grave? You can see that you didn't catch so Grave, you would know this as John. John is the guy that kind of directed you to the cemetery and is like standing off. He is getting a little antsy as the sun is beginning to like kind of set, and he kind of like you can tell that he kind of wants to make his way back to town.
All right. Well,
I
John,
walk up to John. Yep. We
John,
walk up to
take us back over to the tavern, please. Where would be a place that I can stay for the night?
The tavern, we have rooms available for you, and that'll be good. All right. And he slowly kind of leads you guys back onto the path, and back towards town. Question, Grave?
I want to talk to John and ask him, John, why don't you like the graveyard at night? What's the matter?
Well,
Somebody just went missing.
somebody went missing, so it's it's all those empty graves kind of give me the heebie-jeebies, All right. As the sun slowly begins to set off in the distance, we pan out about 5 to 10 minutes walk outside of town. We kind of zoom in on the path, and we see a group of figures slowly making their way down the path. An older leading the front, and directly kind of in stride with him is a little younger person, and directly behind them, you can see a group of about 4 other individuals that seem a little bit younger. They slowly begin to in kind of like a marching order, make their way down the path as the sun begins to kind of slowly set, as the last rays of sunlight kind of scatter across the tree blossoms as the wind kind of blows through. And we finally meet our last character. Talon, do you want to go ahead and describe your character for us?
Yeah. His name is Varian Shelby. He is a blood hunter, a variant human, and well, that's pretty much it as far as description for my character goes. As for appearance,
Well,
pretty much looks how I made my character. So
yeah, what were you doing?
what am I doing?
Yeah.
They're currently walking down the path towards the town.
Yeah, okay. From the sounds of it, we're just walking.
Directly next to you, Viren is Xander. He kind of he's about your same height, but a little bit older. Kind of, you can tell that he's getting up there in the years, and he's about. It's about time that he probably retire from his business. But he's agreed to kind of help you out with this endeavor because it means kind of so much to you. Directly following behind you are the 4 younger generations. They're a bit rambunctious, and they're a little bit well, they're young. They're newer recruits to the Blood Hunters Guild, and it's a very, they could be a little annoying sometimes. In fact, Vera, can you go ahead and give me a perception check?
Hold up, what? I did something wrong there. It's going to be a 14.
14. As you're kind of stepping lightly down the path and stuff, you slowly can hear the faint whispers from behind you, and you're slowly kind of able to pick up a conversation that is happening at the very, very end of the procession. So, Rox, so what are we doing exactly? I know Viren kind of came back and is doing something, but didn't he retire? Lorenzo, I told you already. Viren's business is his own, and it's not our place to question exactly what we're about and what we are doing here. And I'm sure Xander will share that information when we need.
There's enough talking from the both of you. Keep your
And
wits
you
sharp.
immediately they both immediately kind of snap to attention because they thought they were being very quiet.
Keep your attention on potential threats, not on things that do not matter. And I turn and continue to walk forward.
Sorry. You begin to kind of slowly kind of plod back down. And there's another kind of minute or so of silence, and again you kind of hear from the very back an even quieter whisper. Man, he doesn't have to be such a grouch.
You know the scene in Lord of the Rings where Aragorn tosses an apple over the hedge to Merry and Pippin, and it hits them in the head?
Yeah.
I kind of want to mimic that, but with a stone. So I'll just fling it over my shoulder and just it hits him in the head.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
An attack roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Nat 1, calling it.
What's the modifier that I'm adding to this?
Add your dexterity.
12.
I'm still calling it Nat 1.
The rock you kind of toss back and you hear a how the fuck did he hear me? Oh my
I chuckle to myself.
god. And at that moment, kind of Xander kind of also kind of chuckles in this deep kind of
We gotta teach them young.
these younger fellows, am I right?
We should be coming upon the town here shortly.
Viren, you have a point. What are we doing here?
All in due time. We'll talk to you all when we get to the tavern.
All right. Well, at this moment in time, the sun kind of fully sets, and you guys are about like 3 or 4 minutes off. You can see off in the distance the lights of the town begin to sporadically as lanterns are lit and begin to light the town itself. As the sun slowly begins to fade, it gets a little bit darker and a little bit darker until finally it's nighttime. Baron, you're still about 2 minutes off walking down the path, and you can see the tavern off in the distance when all of a sudden Xander kind of stands stock still.
Stop with them.
He takes a deep inhalation. Viren, you smell that? Viren, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
Thank you for that. Is that perception?
Perception.
13.
13?
Yep.
As you stop and you kind of like take a whiff of the air, it's faint, but you do smell it. Faintest smell of sulfur.
It's
What's
here.
sulfur?
Have you not watched Supernatural?
Nope.
Thank you.
Have you
for
not
that.
smelled
Thank
the air?
you.
The ashes.
I
Sulfur
replied to him.
means demons.
Mm.
Sulfur means bad juju.
Sulfur means volcanic eruption.
Levi knows why I wouldn't watch Supernatural.
What does Viren like? You can tell that as Xander begins to smell this, he begins to realize what's like a little bit about what's going on, and you can see he kind of pales a little bit. It's here right now.
Well, not here, but we're getting close. We need to get to town quickly. Let's go.
As you say that, you also begin to hear the faint sound of muffled screams.
I draw my
Not
sword.
Ominous at all.
Do I you wanna
Blast
do
it.
a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. And my boy is gonna do the same.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
30 20.
All right. You and Xander both immediately turn to the cathedral, and you can get the sense that is where the yells are coming from. At this moment in time, you watch as Xander begins to grow and stretch as his arms elongate as his clothing slightly tears open and fur begins to appear as he and several of the members of this party slowly transition into their forms.
I'm first going
To
to
the
activate
cathedral.
I'm first going to activate my Crimson Right. So my sword now on fire. And I'm going to take a mutagen. And I'm going to
He's
give
a witcher?
myself.
You hear that?
I'm going to give myself night eye so I can see in the dark. And yes.
All
I am.
right. Okay. With that, you watch as the 4 out of the 6 individuals of this group kind of werewolf away, and they begin to, on all fours, begin to gallop towards the cathedral. They are
companions.
quite a bit faster to you, so they are like, as they begin to outpace you, you're about a minute away. Actually about 30 to 40 seconds away from the cathedral as they begin to swim across the cathedral and arrive at the thing. With that, I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Nat 20.
Not 20 as well. Right here.
All right. Let's get my
Hey, look at that. A reasonable number.
tracker.
So that's a 26
I'll
for
be
me.
at 22 though.
I have
What
plus
were you
0
rolling?
to
Sorry.
initiative. It's sad having plus 0.
What
to
were we
initiative.
rolling?
I have a
Initiative.
Well, I'm going last.
What'd you roll?
Yeah, a total of 10.
What's
I
your
rolled a
modifier?
15.
I have a plus
I-
4 modifier.
I rolled a 12, so
I have a plus 0
You're not that
modifier,
bad.
boy.
Dude, I don't
All
think
right,
I rolled anything
with
that's not single
that-
digit so far.
All right. 25 to 20.
Technically, I'm above that. I'm 26.
26. All right.
22.
Okay. 22 for Viren. All right. 20 to 15.
Over here, my lord.
A 15.
I got a
15.
16.
Min, what'd you roll? 16. So Min
You're slower than a
and
turtle.
then Gunther Grave. 15 to 10.
12.
12 for Clayton. And then, all right. Okay, with that, up to the top of initiative order, Captain Lazar, you are currently in this lovely little tavern. It is a very bright and warm and welcoming space. You and Edward are both kind of sitting around a table, kind of eating the stew as the warm kind of crackling fire and stuff. So I have a proposition. So we can either take your passive perception right now, or you can use your full action this turn to roll a perception check.
Yeah, we can just do passive perception. I wouldn't
What
specifically
is
be
your
able to
passive
take.
that given my rolls.
12 is my passive perception.
I got
12?
14 for mine.
As you, where'd Grave go? Oh, there he
they
is.
were out in the woods.
Okay. So as you are kind of sitting around the table, you're eating your stew and stuff. It's kind of a normal night. It's good to be in a warm place. You're sitting across or next to Edward and kind of like discussing the day's events and such. In addition to it, both Miracle and Min are also in the tavern eating a late night supper. You can see that Min kind of has a a little bit of a bruised forehead from kind of being hit repeatedly in the forehead with a staff.
Only
but,
a little bruise?
a,
Just a little
only a
bruise.
little bruise, just a little
Okay.
bruise. But you
I'll
can
take
tell that he's a lot better than and you can tell that Miracle is in high spirits. He's very impressed with how Min performed today. All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and move to Viren. All right, Viren, you are currently one round away from making it to the edge of this map right here. You and one of the other students who's also a mutant djinn like yourself. He's also has taken a couple of potions and stuff. But you can see that off in the distance here, you can, out of the very top, you can see the faint trail of smoke.
Demidor. He is dashing, just trying to get to
At
the map.
at the end of your turn, you both are going to make it right to the edge of this map right here.
Who keeps moving my character? Somebody keeps moving my mini.
I thought only you were the DM.
Right here.
Oh, that's because that was mine.
That one's yours?
No,
Oh,
you
it
can
shows
move
on-
other people's minis.
No, you can move.
Talon, did you reset your?
Oh, you probably
Did you
didn't
reset your
reset.
mini?
When I reset the world, I reset the tavern, and so it probably deleted yours when we reset.
Yeah, because I moved mine to be like right in front of the cathedral.
If you want to go ahead and
Maybe we can.
pull up another one of those. So I believe that is somebody else's mini. If you want to
No.
pull up,
Yeah, yeah,
your-
that one's mine.
Well, I
No,
know
but
which
it's
one.
So we have
mine.
two people that are.
Open your
I-
menu.
I-
Which one of
I
you do not currently have a mini
promise you,
out?
I don't. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have the option to choose a mini, so I know that this one is mine.
Do you have the option to make it create a mini, Trevor?
What happened to mine?
When he resets the map, it clears your mini.
Oh, I just saw it. You just
You
dropped
just dropped it.
Speaking of resetting the map, if I leave and then come back and you put me back in here, does it reset the map?
it. It would
Or is
reset
it just
the
for
map.
me? It
No,
would?
you would come out in a tavern, and then he would need to reset the map for you to see the whole shebang.
All right, I'll just do that when it's more convenient. I don't like my whited out character sheet. I keep looking at my phone though. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna
not-
do
alright,
that for
um,
some of my spells and things.
Edward, you can move your mini back over here. All right. At this moment, as Viren, you kind of arrive on the very edge of the map. I need everybody to go ahead and make me dexterity saving throws.
Everybody?
Yeah, where?
Everyone.
Natural 20.
Both Grave and Shaggy, you're also currently in the tavern, kind of like sitting around the fire, kind of eating the stew and kind of conversing between you, John, and everyone.
You said a dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
15 for me.
15. Did anybody get
Yikes.
lower than a 10?
I did.
I
I just rolled a
did.
2.
Raise your
I
hand
got-
if you got
I got
lower than a 10. Okay. All right. Okay.
The dice don't like me today, man.
I'm
okay.
not sure if I like these dice.
Hot dang. Okay.
Oh, now it rolls.
Everybody that failed takes 12 points of fire damage.
Oof.
What?
Everybody that succeeded takes half that.
Hold up. Give me a second. What is it? What is the damage from?
As you all are kind of like standing in the tavern, sitting in the tavern, there is this immense explosion, and you watch as the windows of the tavern explode out into the tavern with like fragments of molten glass, as everything is covered in this debris, as part of the side of the tavern is exploded inward. Everybody is like blown off, and the people that failed are now knocked prone. Talon, as you're standing outside, you
Is this
watch
from a
as
spell?
the cathedral explodes. This is not a spell.
Dang it.
It erupts in this massive fiery explosion of earth and debris as clouds of black smoke begin to billow up from the wreckage. And you watch as the entire landscape around this is decimated, as buildings are now kind of torn asunder. Part of the river is now diverted, and you see that the tavern itself, a big chunk has been taken out, and people are currently lying on the ground and coughing from the smoke.
Interruption.
Yes.
Because I rolled a natural 20, what would the best results have been for me? Just still half damage, or
so,
can I
okay.
take a little bit less?
Oh no, okay. No, I'll do this. With the natural 20, as you are sitting there, you feel the vibration, shockwave hits the tavern, and you immediately hit the table, and both you and Shaggy, the table flips over, and you are both covered as the shrapnel impacts the table, and you both take no damage.
Okay. Because I would have offered to
reaction and
say
turtle
I would
down?
have covered somebody at least, but that's really nice.
Mint,
got
did you save your did you make your dexterity saving throw?
I did.
Okay, no damage then, because
Yay!
you're total. With that, I'm actually going to go ahead and switch over to another map. If anybody wants to briefly kind of try to redo their thing or anything.
I will really
Nope.
quickly. Boom. I'm gonna close my game, reopen it.
He's still here.
Am I still here?
1 second, guys.
Oh,
No,
are
he's
now.
not.
Please don't give me the connecting error. There we go. Okay. I'm ready to be thrown back in.
All right.
You said we took 15 damage on that one?
12.
12.
It was 12 if you hit max, right?
Whoa.
Oh, there's a fog of war. I
That's a
cannot
lot of
see it.
damage.
He has a fog in there.
I'll
I
be
know
right
what
back,
that
guys.
cube
Hold
is
on.
for.
Okay, we will pause for Shaggy.
I am not gonna play with.
Don't stick
the
your face in there,
extra
guys. You can
pages
see it.
Please, I want to try. No spoilers.
I mean,
or
it's
is
all
that
really
spoilers?
close. You're not going to be like
No
you can see it,
spoilers.
but it's hard to make out what you're actually seeing. At least for me, with my blindness.
That's the same kind of werewolf from Skyrim, like the same pose and everything.
That there might be some copyright infringement there. I might add.
Nah, they can't copyright a pose.
No, but they can copyright a 3D model.
That is fair. They could.
Like, that wouldn't be copyright.
But he got it from this game, so they used whatever means they had to get it into this. Kate has been nothing wrong.
Right.
Wait, are the squares bigger on this map?
They are.
They are, I believe, almost. I had to scale things a little bit differently because of like different weird things, but they are relatively the same size. They might be like point something off.
Is it also daytime again?
No, 'tis nighttime.
Let me go find out why my cat's meowing.
I need to reset.
We lost the Shaggy.
¿Qué pasa con el gato? No, ahorita no. Look at this cat. I can't see him. Oh, no más que. He's trying to fit through the little slit in my window that he can't fit in.
Is it still my turn? Or
It is. Well, you just arrive at the edge of the map right here.
Oh, I messed up.
right? But I was next in.
Except we're gonna have to reset the map once Josh comes back.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go right now. I just was.
Oh, hey, he is back.
There we go. Is he part of the party? Should we add it? Can we add him to the party?
I think he should be. I think he's just muted.
I think he might have reset his entire console.
Hello.
Yeah, no, he's here.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi. Somebody just dropped their
Can
hand.
you hear me?
I just ran
Perfect.
my cat's face into the door, man. I feel so bad.
Poor cat. All right. Well, if
I'm
we,
in the
we can go
tavern.
ahead and go back. Oh yes, let's do that real quick. I'll bring you back. Boom, boom. All right.
No.
So everybody back?
Yep, I'm walking
Yes.
back.
Hey, look.
Okay.
There's a big old
Viren,
cube.
as you kind of arrive and this massive explosion kind of rocks the countryside, you can see the light expanding from the cathedral itself as you kind of dive to the side. Bits of debris kind of spray across your arm, giving you a little bit of of damage, but you're able to then kind of look from like the side. As you begin to get back up, you see carnage. The cathedral is no longer standing. It is a black smoking wreck. Black smoke rise out of the debris, and it is so thick that you cannot see in that general area. However,
The
as you
darkness
watch, you can see one of your werewolf compatriots outside right here. But as you begin to watch, you can see one is laying on the ground unconscious. Another one is on top of this building, seeming to howl and snarl at something that's inside the black smoke. And the rest you cannot see.
Okay.
All right. With that, Min, it is your turn. You are currently shell as you felt this massive wave of explosion impact you.
Okay. I'll poke my head out and see the people around me. See if there's anybody who's explicitly injured.
You can see there are several other townspeople that are in the tavern. You can tell that there's 2 or 3 of them that are unconscious currently. Like one of them, like they have been severely injured in some way, and if someone doesn't like help them like stabilized in some way, they might die.
It's a darn shame I'm not a cleric.
I'll do a
don't
medicine
have-
check on him.
Could
All
do
right,
that
we'll
myself.
we'll get to that when it's your turn. Okay.
Do I sense anything from the dock?
Go ahead and get me a perception check.
So would I not? Because I mean, wouldn't we not have entered initiative until this explosion? So do I just like go last, even though I got the highest initiative? If that's how you under, that's fine. I'm just because I mean, like I feel like, you know,
Yeah, go ahead. No, yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead. What would what would your character do as like this explosion kind of rips through?
I'd probably just jump up and then run out to see what's out there.
Okay. All right, so you use half your movement to get back up.
And how much movement would it take to get out of the tavern?
It would take about 15. No, it would take about 10 feet to get out of the tavern itself, so that you could see. I mean, there's also kind of a gaping hole in the side of the tavern.
Fair.
So like you could probably, like, you can pretty easily see out of the tavern, and you can kind of see the same thing. The cathedral is gone. There's a smoking pillar of like fire and smoke extending up into the air, kind of just kind of illuminating this part.
Okay, I'm gonna stay tight, stick to where I'm at then. I'm gonna stand up, but I'm just gonna look through the gaping hole in the wall and wait for something to happen before I really jump out there.
Okay. Min, what'd you get for perception?
18.
An 18. So as you begin to kind of look through the smoke and stuff, you do see this individual, this kind of cleric-looking person, begins to slowly run out of the smoke. They're kind of covered in soot, partially burned, staggering out. And as you are kind of watching, you see reaching out of the smoke this long hand of fire as it boom, and pulls the cleric back in as he screams.
Can I attempt to...
Awful.
So I can see straight into that, correct? So I can see... I can see the smoke. I can't necessarily see in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't see the creature.
You'd see what's like the creature reaching out of the smoke itself.
Okay, so I can target its hand.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Well, we're gonna cast something that it can't avoid. We're gonna cast a level magic missile.
Hot freaking dang. Okay.
So that is going to be 7d4 plus 7.
Wait, what level are we?
3.
Level 3.
I have a robe of stars, sir.
Oh, I was like, how on earth are you?
You want to get in on this? Is that what you're saying?
So it is 16 plus 7 damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
That was damage. It's magic missile.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true.
It just hits.
Okay.
So
How much
16
damage
plus
total?
7 is 16 plus 7 is the
13.
damage. So 23.
So 13.
Oh, 16 plus 7.
23.
Dang.
23 damage.
All right. You get the sense that it impacts in this like massive just detonation, and you can hear this like giant screech. Everybody hears this giant screech, but it sounds like everybody's been around like this massive bonfire, that crackling, just like burning noise that fire makes, but it's amplified and it is explosive in this like massive
Oh,
explosion of just like
no.
energy.
I think it's angry.
All right, nice turn. Moving on, Clayton, it is your turn.
Shoot him dead.
Well, first off, I wanted to do like a quick. If I see somebody in like need, I'm gonna really quick do a medicine check on them.
Okay. You can make it up to 2 of the individuals that are on the ground, and go ahead and make me 2 medicine checks real quick.
Oh darn. Well, that was a 12, and that's even worse. That is a 5.
With the 12, you are like able to like tie off. You can see that part of like someone's like leg is slowly beating out. So you immediately kind of rip off a piece of clothing and you tie a tourniquet around the leg, and it does stop the bleeding. And you get the sense that you have kind of like this guy, if he gets a little bit more medical attention, might survive. You make it to the other person, and you can tell that there is this jagged piece of wood that has been like embedded into his esophagus, and like you get the sense that if you tried to remove this, he would instantly die. He is barely breathing at this point.
Yeah. Well, can't do much for that guy.
In addition to that, you can make a perception check for me if you'd like.
That would be a 16.
Okay. With the 16, you kind of get the same kind of perception. You do see laying on the ground right over here is an unconscious form of a werewolf. You can see that it has been knocked completely out, and it is like there is bits and pieces of debris sticking out of its chest and lower appendages, and as it is lying on the floor unconscious.
Yikes! They need help. From there, I'm gonna see like, is there anyone else that I would potentially want to help in my next turn, or is that kind of like all I would really feel like I'd be able to do?
There is one more person directly next to you, and it is John. You can tell that John is like he's barely. He was kind of standing like leaning up against the wall when it exploded, and he is like his entire back is kind of this raw open wound and stuff, and you get the sense that if he doesn't get some like clerical healing soon, he's a goner.
Yikes. Well, is there any clerics in the building?
At the moment, no.
Yikes. Well, where's like maybe a place that I can drag some of these people to put them in a safer position?
What was that?
Is there a place that I could maybe drag some of these people where they'd be in a safer position?
Behind the table that
There's
was
like
flipped, maybe?
you can drag them. You could put under the table around the bar. You would have to wait until your next turn to be able to do that, though.
Okay, cool. All right, well that's my turn, I guess.
All right. Next we have our good friend Grave.
Would lay on hands help them?
You immediately know that lay on hands would help them.
You just touch them once.
How much HP do they need restored?
Just
At this, like mechanically, they would just need 1
Okay,
to stabilize the point that they would not die. All right, if you wanted to, if you wanted to, you could probably make it to all 3 individuals and just like quickly kind of touch them. And I'm gonna say just like they're close enough together that if you want to go ahead and expend your 3 points of laying on a hand, you'll be able to stabilize these 3 people fully.
Here, let me tell you how I have it. I can use. Let me describe it to you. So my healing hands, it restores 3 hit points to a creature. I don't know if that's what you were referring to, but I have lay on hands, and I could heal up to 15 hit points per long rest, like a whole pool. And the most I can heal
Yeah.
in one turn is 5
Oh.
HP.
Okay, so like in
I don't think
that
that has a
sense, I
cap.
think
I think
that
it's
if you
if
want
you
it-
spend 5 HP, you can reduce a condition like if they're poisoned or something. But I don't think there's a cap.
I gotta spend 5 HP to do a condition. Yeah, never mind. I can heal as much as I
Yeah.
have.
So I can say if you want to take 3 points off of the lay on hands, you can
Okay.
stabilize those 3 people.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do
I'll
it.
take that. So I'll stabilize 3 people.
All right. With that, you kind of like you touch like as you kind of run, kind of slide to the ground. You place your hands on them. You watch as the most like grievous of the wounds kind of slowly close and stop bleeding, and you watch as all 3 of them kind of like begin to stir as they regain consciousness to a point.
And
Anything else?
Anybody watching notices that my armor seems to pulse and look angry, feel angry, evil, I guess.
Anything else?
No, not between us.
All right. Edward, it is your turn.
Right. I 100% lost where my character was. I know it was like somewhere over at the tavern. I don't know where the minion.
I just
is
put mine
going.
up here
You're over there
because
by
I'm in the
Min.
tavern.
Okay.
Well, you reset the map again, so you may have to put it down again.
No, I already put mine down. I don't have the option, so I know that mine's out somewhere.
What's he
There's
look like?
one over here. It's right here.
Yep,
He's
that
next
would
to
be
the
it.
camera.
Nope, that's it.
We found him.
Is this guy somebody or is it not, Caleb? Behind your DM shield? That's
That
yours,
is
right?
somebody, but yeah, that's what
Okay.
you doing looking behind the snack.
I saw it when I ran over. I didn't even know it was there until just now. That does work. It's a pretty good shield. Does the same thing. Hey, did you guys know you can?
All right, Edward, what are you gonna do?
You can click on everybody's name and see their other name.
Yep.
So
Their title.
it's
Yeah, their title.
Oh,
half
wow.
movement speed to get up, and then it's like another 10 to get out of the tavern, right?
You can see out of the tavern. There's
Okay.
a wall missing.
Right. And there was like a hand reaching out. Is that what I was hearing?
There was a brief moment where you saw this like fiery appendage reach out and grab a cleric and pull it back into the smoke.
Okay, but that's not there anymore. Got it.
No.
Yeah, in that
I
case,
think now
I'm
would be
just
a good time
gonna-
to use Gust.
Fortunately, that's definitely not gonna reach. I think what we're just gonna have to do is use full movement and dash to get a little bit closer.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
A bold one.
30.
30. You would be able to get right there. On the bridge as you pass, you can see that there's a townsfolk who is currently sprawled out on the bridge itself. He's dead, like super dead.
Nice.
Take his money.
He's also really huge.
That's why you just take the money.
Just take the money.
All right. At this moment in time, you all are able to see clearly that these 2 buildings are on fire, but all of a sudden you see kind of like this entity of fire begins to climb out of the top of these buildings. This massive, like, just fiery figure. You can see this massive jaw open up wide as these two creatures and beings of fire slowly rise up out of the buildings themselves and set them ablaze.
no.
Well, that wasn't there before.
I think this is gonna be
Is there like like two beings, one here and one here,
Yep.
and presumably at least one more in here? But
Yeah.
Well, you don't know that unless you stick your head inside of it, which I won't do. Hey, get out of there, Clint. Sir?
All right. With that, we go back up to the top of the round. Captain.
Hey, Capitan.
so I'm just gonna.
You can just measure out. You can just
Yeah,
draw
well,
a
they're
line
not.
and it'll
It's
measure.
not the same as the squares, and so I was thinking we were. Would I have to like somehow climb on top of the building in order to like attack it if I were to do a melee something or other, or is he like?
You're gonna melee the fire thing?
Yeah.
Go for it. Make me an acrobatics check.
What is my acrobatics? And what did I get again? A 14? What was my base roll? I forgot, and it's gone.
It's a 14.
Okay, that's a dirty 20 then.
Okay, with that, you watch as Captain Lazar makes it up to the building. You plant your foot onto the windowsill, jump up in this massive explosion of like dexterity feat up to this creature, and go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's going to be a 26.
26 hits.
Dang.
That should.
And that will be 11 damage.
All right.
And then
All right.
I'm
Anything
also.
else?
How much movement would it have taken to get up there?
I would say about 10 feet of movement to get up.
Or I just mean from. I mean, I can count in squares, I guess, but. I mean, I can bonus action dash too if I needed to get there, but.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just kind of jump back a bit.
Backflip off.
All right. As you kind of leave its area, it's going to make an attack of opportunity against
It
you.
does not get to. I am a swashbuckler, so if I attacked
Cool.
him, I get to move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Dang.
Ah.
Take that,
Alright.
fire
Fire
monster.
thing.
So you watch. Everybody watches as in this amazing feat of dexterity, this roguish archetype jumps up, slashes this fire creature, and then does this backward push off of the building as it reaches out and swipes and inches as it barely misses as he does a backflip off of the building and makes it
Roof.
back to the bridge.
And I'm gonna, I'm now
Huzzah,
kind of next
Captain.
to Edward here, and I'm just gonna be like, "You were right. We will prove to them that we can do things."
I think you've made a good start.
All right, with that, Viren, it is your turn.
Talent.
Talent,
Oh, sorry. Sorry. What's up?
It's your turn.
You are up.
tis your turn.
All right. Let's see. Where do I see where Xander is? You just ran
At
forward.
this moment, no, you do not.
Movement is 30. And I could see this guy up here.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm going to call out a command to whoever's adventures and just say call back to my position.
Okay. All
That's an
right.
action, right?
Yeah, that'll be your action. Directly after, and is that your full turn?
I mean, I technically still have a bonus action, but I don't think I can really do anything right now with it. I will say in my command, I'll say that if one of them can grab the unconscious werewolf, that'd be great.
Okay. All right. Okay. At the very end of your turn, the werewolves go, and you watch this one, like slowly kind of backs off, and then makes a break, and grabs this one and slowly kind of drags it and swims it through the water back here. And that's as far as they can make it. This one makes it back to you.
That one has fallen. I can't
And
get up.
that is
Lifeless.
that is all that happens.
Okay.
So you know at least 3 of them were able to hear and heeded you.
So 2 are still missing.
2 are still missing.
All right.
All right. That is okay. At that moment in time, everybody then begins to hear, like, it's the faint, like, sound of like a thunderstorm, and you all kind of like look down at your arms, and you can see that, like, the hairs on your arm begin to stand up as static
I don't-17.
We lost.
Sorry,
18.
my internet went out for just a second there.
I
Um,
got a 14.
Also, sorry to jump back a bit, but I forgot to mention another swashbuckler feature is I also get sneak attack if the enemy doesn't have someone next to them. So add another 5 damage if you would
Right.
from my sneak attack on that.
Oh, I for sure can.
And if it matters, I do
Let's
have a magical weapon.
Go!
It does. Thank you.
Finally, a good roll.
And then sorry to make everyone reset, but
Oh.
I'm in a tavern.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true.
Was me calling out an action, or would that have been a bonus action? Call out?
If I hold on to my mini, will it reset it?
Let's
see.
No.
I would say it would be
If
a
you hold
bonus
on to your
action.
mini, you'll be fine.
Okay, then I still have
Good.
an attack action.
Grab
so
your
I
mini,
would
see if it
have
Give me one
crossbow.
second.
Caleb, I don't
Wait,
know
you
if can
guys,
do
I can
anything
save
about
it and then do it. So
Oh,
we
really?
don't have to reset. Yeah, I can't.
I don't know if you
Well,
can do
actually,
anything
it
about this.
resets your. It resets your minis, but it doesn't reset my minis.
Hey,
Well, I'm
Caleb,
holding
I don't
mine
know
in
if
my
you can-
hand, so it didn't reset the one I held. So I'll put them back in the.
Sorry, what was that, Talon?
I don't know if you can do anything about this, but if I click on any of these, I can see their health, and I don't want.
No,
to
it's just for you.
because
That's only for you, Talon.
Yeah.
Every person, if they
Does-
click on a
I'm-
person,
no,
has
I'm
their
saying
own
I,
counter.
I click on the monster, and I could see
How much
its
health does it have?
100.
Ah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you
I
turn
can
that
see
off.
it too.
I
Oh,
do
yeah.
not think I can.
Just don't click on the monster, guys.
Well,
Please.
It's
Yeah.
not clicking, Talon.
Anyways, I did it by accident, and I saw. So, yeah.
Spoil. Hey, it's okay. Your werewolves all have 0 health anyway, so.
Well, one of them. Well, 2 of them. They could just be cut.
All right. So you still have an attack action.
Yeah. I have a crossbow, so I'll shoot this one.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Not to interrupt. What was the perception check for?
We'll do it right after this.
Okay.
That will be 8 points of piercing damage.
May I ask, is that crossbow magical?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. With everybody's percepts, who got higher than a 15? Raise your hand.
Oh, were we making perception checks?
Well,
We
Yeah.
were. Okay.
Well, I got higher than a 15.
Okay. All right. For those of you that got higher than the 15, you watch as the smoke kind of shifts to the side as the kind of like the ringing clap of thunder kind of expands in this arcing way. You briefly see something. You see this towering figure of red flames. You see grasp in its left hand this long tendril of flame that seems like a whip. In its right hand, it grips a sword of
It's
pure
Balrog.
electrical energy.
They
Of
Um,
course the ball
that
does.
is-
It has lightning. Said it had
That
a sword of
is
lightning.
going to. All right, that is going to end that. So then we go to Min.
I want to protect you, Captain. I'm gonna cast 5th level magic missile again.
All right, go ahead. Roll damage.
It's magic missile.
That's why he said roll
Yeah.
damage.
you said roll damage.
Oh,
Not
I
roll
should have
two
rolled
attack.
it.
He got you. He
I
knew
rolled the
this
same
time.
thing, 23.
Awesome. Same person?
No, because the other one pulled his hand out. Now we're targeting the one that Captain Swashbuckler went and hit. That one that just disappeared.
All right. Sorry, I had to move it up so I can do it. It's, pumpkin.
No worries.
All right. Okay. Else?
Nope. That was my action.
All right. With
I need to
that, we
save
now
some
go
reactions.
to Clayton.
Cool. So now that I see these things and that I can tell that the people around us are stable, I'm gonna whip out. So right now you guys can see a little bit of what Clayton does. He whips dramatically his duster to the sides and behind, and then pulls
Is it a
out
feather duster?
2 very large 12-cylinder revolver. Is it 12 shots each?
It's 6.
6. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was thinking of them combined. Yeah. So six shooters out, and I move myself just close enough.
Okay, go ahead and move. Both Min and Clayton, go ahead and move your characters right here, just so we have them on the terrain real quick.
And me?
Yes.
And then actually counting the squares.
Yeah.
Or just if you just hit B before you grab something, it'll show you how much you're moving.
Well,
Grave and Min, I cannot see either of your guys' characters.
You cannot. Right here, can I drop them? Is he there?
No,
Nope.
nothing's there.
Okay, my guy was right
Nah.
here.
Nope.
I am right
yeah,
here.
I can't see him.
Well, I was playing with them. Hey,
Well-
is it another me? I got 2 of them. Gravity off. Crap.
That better?
There we go. Yes.
All right. So I've moved my guy close enough, and then I'm gonna take 2 pot shots at this big old thing.
Only 2?
Okay, which one? This one?
Yeah, I don't think I have more than 2 attacks right now.
Okay, go ahead and take your 2 shots.
Wait, I did that wrong because if I roll 2 dice, then it's totaling it, right?
If you click on it, you can see the
But then
individual
you can
ones.
click on the
click on
number,
it.
it'll tell you the 2 separate.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's go get this dice tower. There we go.
I can also see what that is. I can tell you what you rolled.
Oh, I have no idea. I couldn't tell because I rolled them under the table. I couldn't even see.
Okay, your first 2 numbers that you rolled were a 5 and a 2.
Is that what it was?
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
impressive.
5 and a 2 plus 9 each of them. So 14 and
Those
8
is
and
going
11.
to hit.
Okay, cool.
Okay, go ahead and roll for damage.
Which is 2d8s.
Holy cow, I'm tired.
That will be 17 magical damage.
Perfect. 5, 7, 15, 16, 17. You guys watch as poof, poof, these holes kind of open up in the chest of this this entity as the arcane bullets kind of race through and leave a mark as it like erupts into the scream of bonfire again. It's looking a lot dimmer than it used to. All right. Anything else?
On Min's turn?
On Clayton.
I don't think so.
All right. Grave, it is your turn.
All right. What do I see here? This is one of us, right? A PC, just laying down the river guy.
That is
He is. That is an NPC.
Dead dude
He
dead.
is dead.
Ah, well, I will not help with this guy. Well, let's grab this. So B grab and 20 there. I could only get that far with one move, so let's see. Let me think. Let me look at my spells. Ah, that's the table. There you go. It's still way easier to look at my stuff on my phone.
That's what I'm doing.
I uploaded a custom PDF.
Let me
It's
cast
a lot
bless.
easier to read.
All right, whoever I'm blessing, you three will get a D4 on your attack roll or your saving throw.
I think it's
Oh,
for
did I just-
duration.
Who are you blessing?
Let's see who's here.
Well, what level are you doing that? Because that affects how
Level
many people.
one. A level one. It's three
It's
people,
only
so
three then, yeah.
you, and who is you? These three?
No, that guy off to the next to the house isn't us. That
That's
guy's
not you
not
guys.
us.
Okay, so I might as well get Turtle Buddy back here. One of these
Or
is
where-
men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the turtle's Min, and then I'm right next to the tree.
And then the other
Wait,
turtle,
where's
turtle is Miracle.
Wait,
Where
where?
am I
Where's?
And the green guy.
Oh, is this
Probably
you?
Yeah,
Captain
where'd
was that,
Miracle
right?
go?
Right here. Josh, is this you? Laying face down in the
People
Yeah,
water,
wanted to delete
some-
my character.
drowning.
What?
Wait,
no,
there's
it was
not
some
one.
civilian.
Did you delete my character? It was right here, and I'm now.
I did not.
A girl in red.
So that is the other blood hunter that's with you.
Good.
So I think that's Captain Lazar. You're the guy in green, right?
I'm colorblind. Which
No.
one? I'm this one. Though.
Colorblind. Thanks. You're that one. Okay, I'm gonna give
The
you
blonde.
a D4.
Cool.
I'm gonna give this red cloaked one and Min
Hey,
a
that's me.
D4, and that's end of my turn.
So Min, myself, and Captain are getting D4 circles and saving throws.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
That's correct. All right. Anything else, Grave?
I don't think I could do anything allowable on turn. I would ask if I could like detect evil with my aura. I'd have to activate it though, and that costs something, so I don't have it.
Yeah.
But that's all I can do.
So, yeah. All right. Right after that, Min, you see Miracle kind of like slowly kind of hobbles his way out of the tavern too, and he's like, Min, use this, and he's going to toss you a scroll. And you'll be able to look at that on your turn. At the end of that, then we have Edward.
With that perception check, would that have been enough to target the creature?
Roll. Go ahead and just give me a flat roll then.
Oh, okay. $18.
Okay. Yeah, that for sure was.
Alright. In that case, let me check it real quick on the front. You're gonna have to make a dex saving throw with the guy in smoke. Because he's
Okay.
gonna get lightning bolted.
Okay. He succeeds.
I mean, are you sure? Are you sure?
Sure does.
Okay.
What's your saving throw? What's your DC?
Not going up there. Down over here. Oh yeah, save DC is like 14. You probably.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you're only going to be taking half damage. That's 8d6. So,
Okay.
How
Go
many?
ahead and roll damage. 8d6.
24
son.
average. We'll see if you did good or not. Who left their hands over here?
Not great.
Is it just me that sees that?
No, there are definitely
No, I
hands
see
right
it.
there. Oh,
They were mine.
Are they gone now?
okay.
Oh, it was.
I don't know why they went all the way over there. I haven't moved, but sure.
So it'll be 12 damage.
Hey, you dropped your hands.
All right. Anything else, Edward?
No, I don't think so. They don't have any bonus action stuff, so.
All right. Okay, after your turn, we go to our fiery boys. And they are going to go.
I can see what you're doing there with HP. That's not good. Don't look. Stop looking.
I can't see with the HP. How can you see the HP?
I don't know. Do I have it set on that?
You click on it. Don't click on it.
If you click on it, they're highlighted.
And it doesn't pull up anything
All right.
I saw
above it?
You watch as this fire entity begins to sweep down and it passes all three of you on the bridge and then makes it all the way up to Min as it flies with this burst of energy.
Is it a spell or a magical effect if you try to hurt me?
No. Okay.
And that's why you hide behind the tree, guys.
Captain Lazar, Edward, and Grave, you all take 4 points of fire damage.
No
As all
saving
said
throw or
and
anything?
it just enters your space, and as soon as it does, you take fire damage.
Gotcha.
As it kind of rushes past the bridge and goes whoosh. As it stops, it rises above you, Min, and you watch as it goes whoosh, as this giant raking claw of fire reaches down to attack you.
Okay.
All right.
That was 4 points of damage there.
Yes.
Also,
First. Go ahead.
I didn't realize it, but the Staff of Power actually does Lightning Bolt at 5th level instead of 3rd. So there's an extra 2d6.
Okay, you can roll those real quick and just tell me something. Min, does 20 hit?
It's an extra 2 points.
20 would hit, but if I were to cast shield as a reaction,
My man.
it would not.
All right. Okay, first attack. You watch as this giant fiery claw arcs down, and it looks like it's gonna carve into the shell itself and gouge out this giant fiery just trench out of the shell, and then all of a sudden this arcane shield, boom, springs into the existence as ping bounces off. All right. What does that put your AC at right now?
That puts my AC at 22.
All right. You watch as it then reaches up and does a second attack, and it is going to. That's a natural 19 for a 25 to hit. Okay.
I could turtle down, but that requires a full action.
As a reaction.
No, it requires a full action to go into my shell, but then, use a bonus action to cast shield, use my action to turtle down, and have a natural armor class.
Okay.
27.
Min, you take 10 fire damage.
Oh,
And go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check real quick.
sleight of hand.
To try to avoid let's see if you can avoid the scroll catching fire.
Oh no.
Scroll.
Your master just tossed to you.
Wait, my master tossed me a scroll?
Yeah.
You sure did.
By the way, I was looking things
I'm
up
zoning out here, guys.
on my
I'm
browser, and it
exhausted.
takes like 10 minutes to do anything on there. So I kind of missed a couple things. But would I have gotten an opportunity attack when it came by?
No.
Okay.
Wow, cool. That's what I got.
What did you get?
That one.
Nope.
No, that's a stick. You watch as the scroll that Miracle just tossed you begins to ablaze. If you do anything with it, on your next turn, it will burn up completely in your hand.
Someone's gonna get whacked again.
All right. With that, we then watch as this fire beast kind of coasts down towards this werewolf and is going to make 2 attacks. Okay. All right. Both those are going to hit. That is. You watch as both of these fiery, just massive fists carve into this werewolf, and you watch skin and fur ignite as the werewolf is burnt very badly. All right, that is going to end their turn. Back up to the top of the round.
Quick note.
Captain
I moved
Lazar.
myself back because I moved 20 move speed, not 30, so I put myself back at 20.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna run up to the fire guy. I'm actually gonna run in the water and try to run like really sloppily, potentially to splash him with water, see if it does anything.
Okay.
I don't know. If it will,
Go
but-
ahead and make me an athletics check real quick.
Make a performance for how much water you kick up.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, does bless work for skill checks or no?
No, just
ability
technical saving
checks.
throws.
Yes, ability checks.
It does say ability checks, so
Oh, it
Okay.
does? It does everything?
Well, in that case, that's a 21.
not on saving throws.
All
though,
right.
it says specifically.
You watch as some water begins to splash up, and it does impact the fire creature, and it does to recoil a little bit.
Cool.
No, if he doesn't like that, then he's really not gonna like this.
And then I will continue my movement and come over to this side of him and make my attack.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Let's see here.
It is a flank, so you can go ahead and make that at advantage.
Doesn't do a whole lot for me. That's 11, 12, 13 plus 8, 21.
21 will hit.
21?
It only takes, 13 or 14 to hit.
Cool, and that's gonna be... We will add 6 to this, so 18 damage.
All right.
That's a lot of damage.
They get magical.
It is looking pretty rough.
So am I, but... So I'm gonna... How much movement did I use there? That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. I already used all my movement. Oh, I have a bonus action, though. And I get to dash with a bonus action, so I will hop back into the water over here. Cool.
All right. Anything else?
That'll do it.
All right. Talon, Viren, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm.
How long do we
I'm
plan on going
going-
tonight?
We can wrap it up right when we kind of finish this encounter and kind of wrap up the evening.
Okay.
So like no more than 30 minutes. So we'll probably be done by 10:30.
I'm going to attack the. I'm guessing it's an elemental. If I get this guy to stand up straight. Yeah.
All right, go to roll a hit.
13.
13 hits. Go and roll damage.
Alright. That's going to be 18 points of damage. And that's going to be
Hot
magical
dang,
because
alright.
I'm hitting it with my sword. And as a bonus action, I want to take my water flask and throw it on the thing.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check real quick.
Okay. Okay. Dude, I don't think it did that. That last roll, what did it come up for you?
A 7 and a 3.
Yeah, I think I did something wrong. Anyways, I'll just take the first number, assume that was from the D20. So that would be 13 for athletics.
You whip your flask out and you scatter water, and you watch as the water, as it leaves the flask, instantly evaporates as it hits the hot air surrounding the elemental.
It's unfortunate. Okay.
All right. In addition to that, nope, that's it. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I could do.
Cool. All right. At that moment, Edward, you all of a sudden lose connection with that the being or that creature that you launched the lightning bolt at. It seems to all of a sudden it just seems to vanish. Everybody go ahead and make me a perception check real quick. Yeah, what's up, Alan?
I do just want to tell you that it is 12:08 where I'm at.
Okay.
I know.
Natural
we're planning on getting
20!
off soon, but I know that we plan on getting off here soon, but it is really late on my end.
Okay.
What were
Right.
you rolling a perception check?
Yep, perception.
21.
I got this many.
Okay.
I got
I got
All
9.
right.
eight.
Who got higher than a 20? All right, we got 2. Okay. You both, as Edward and Clayton, as you kind of listen very closely, as the kind of the noise of screams of people kind of like subsides for a brief moment, and Edward, as you lose connection with this creature, this being, you hear a silent whisper, a voice of deep, unfathomable depths, whispers the sentence. ashes to embers, let chaos reign. And then nothing.
Like chaos reign, is that what I heard?
From ashes
Yep.
to embers, let chaos reign. But you guys hear that on your side. We don't hear it, right?
Yeah, I
The,
think it's just
other-
me playing.
All right. Min, it is now your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna reach my hand forward with my finger, holding onto the scroll, point at the fire elemental, and I'm gonna frost finger. And I need a Constitution saving throw from the fire creature.
Okay. That's a natural 3.
Woo!
Failure.
Needed a 14 to pass, so sucks to suck.
It sucks water.
It will take
It dies.
9 frost damage.
Okay.
Assuming it is weak to such.
Is it like 1.5 if it's weak to it? Or is it 2x?
It is
It'd be
2x,
twice.
but as you cast Frost Finger on it, you do notice that it does damage, but it does not do it doesn't seem to affect it more than normal.
Okay.
Great. Anything else? Would you like to look at I'll say as you kind of cast the Frost Finger, the cold energy emanating from your hand kind of slightly douses the scroll, and it kind of stops burning a little bit.
Okay. I would like to attempt to read the scroll.
All right. As you look down at the scroll, you notice that it is a spell scroll, and it is for control. Water.
Ah.
Oh yes, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
I'll then
All right.
I'll making my way downtown, going to the water where it is wet. Thank you.
All right.
And I will
Anything
pass
else,
the
Min?
turn. Nope.
Okay. At
That
that
is all she
moment,
wrote.
you watch as Miracle kind of leans a little bit further, and he's going to 30. And you watch as he kind of twirls his staff around and slams it against the bank of the river. And you watch as this massive whoosh wave of water course corrects out of the river itself and cascades.
For the next session,
Yes.
since Levi's
I'm back.
Yeah. Let's
back.
see
I'm
if
back,
he
you guys.
oh, he's back.
But is it still recording?
Yeah.
it should be in the party then.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you guys freeze and it leaves, we're not catching your audio because it's just using only what I can hear is the audio that's recorded. But
Well, while you were gone, Miracle cast Control Water, and a giant tidal wave came and just completely took out one of these fire beings as it kind of takes it out. That being said, my boy Werewolf is also going to make a dexterity saving throw, and he's all good. He kind of stands fast as the water races
Should I
by.
make one?
But that it is, yeah, go ahead and make me DC 15 dex save.
Well, base is 16, so dirty.
Yeah,
20.
you're also good. So you both are good. But you watch as this massive wave of water crashes down on this like fire entity, and it is no longer there as it steam explodes out. All right. And with that, we go to Clayton.
Did you make your
I do.
werewolves dex
Two
save?
more.
Are they enemies?
Two
Say that one more
D20.
time.
Said, are those werewolves enemies? Did you make a dex save?
Yeah, I did.
All right, all right.
I rolled.
Shaggy.
And, I hit. That is two.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Okay, yeah, both hit. Go ahead and roll damage for both.
That's 40 damage.
Wow.
You watch as poof, poof, these two shots ring out as they both impact in such a way that they fuse together at the very center of this elemental and explode as it dies in a fiery burst of explosion energy. It is dead, super dead.
Nice.
Dang.
DED.
No kill like
dead.
overkill.
All right.
Dude, when I can actually hit
anything else, Clayton?
with these revolvers, it does some nasty damage.
All right, Grave, it is your turn.
Well, that's who I was going to attack.
You can just attack me,
Now I don't
man.
know what to do.
If you need something to do,
Well,
yes.
it's this. Oh no, I highlighted something inside the box. I'm not supposed to be able to see it. That's not good. Why is this so weird? Okay, whatever. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20. Can't see Caleb.
Sorry.
40. I can move about that far. I can't put myself down because my bed's in my way. Let's see. Just turn gravity. There you go.
Perfect.
My turn's over.
Get going.
Yeah, we'll probably when he hops back on, we'll sign off for now. And
I'm
we'll
here.
save this and we'll pick back up. Oh, you're still here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm I don't know why it keeps dropping out on me.
So just the
All right,
somethings,
well-
the two elementals that were
So know about that.
He reached out and grabbed the villager, so we do know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we did.
do know that
Okay.
there's one in.
I was in the
At
tavern.
least
I didn't
one.
see
It's
that.
a big box. I would think that there's more than one, but we don't.
Well,
know.
We will go ahead and pause for the evening. Talon, you have a question?
Can I at least do one thing before we end for tonight?
Sure. What would you like to do? Everybody can have one last action real quick.
I just want to.
him. He is not dead. He's currently unconscious.
Yeah, but I thought Revivify also stabilized as well.
It is a very expensive
But
spell,
it would
isn't it?
it
200
would
diamond
cost the
cost?
diamond that you have.
I think you're
My sword
thinking
passive.
of
I thought
that's
gentle
resurrection.
repose.
I'm not
Gentle
thinking of
repose
Oh, does
anything
it-
is
else.
stable.
My sword. Something that you're deciding, or is that an actual thing in D&D Beyond? And I also assumed
from
I
what
also
I-
had a diamond.
You did. You have 1 diamond.
1 diamond is worth a lot more than the diamond.
I mean, I would use it.
He
either
has-
way. But I'm just saying it's like a spell component thing. Technically, the mechanic with the sword is that I don't need to use components because the sword is just able to do it.
No, it still does.
For my last turn, then I will go heal and stabilize your werewolf. Is it just the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you. Let me take that off of my daily total. Where's my phone?
I got nothing I need to do tonight, so.
I reload.
Right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and pause for the evening. We will pick this back up next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Well, adventurer, you made it to the end of the episode. But not the end of this story. Our story will continue on the next installment of the Arcane Ward in the campaign Ashes to Embers. We thank you for staying all the way to the end, and we hope you enjoyed it. But we've reached the point in the episode that we'd like to give a couple shout-outs. First, we'd like to shout out Tavern Tales for creating a platform that we all get to play the game that we love anywhere on the... Our second shout-out goes to Critical Role. We use both the Gunslinger and Blood Hunter in our campaign, and they are both amazing, and we are grateful for their creation that we can use them. Next shout-out goes to our editor, Colton Reynolds, the best little brother on the face of the planet. Next shout out goes to Levi Palmer, my second half and probably the brains behind this whole operation. I could not have done any of this without him. Next, we'd like to shout out our players, Trevor Jones, Travis Wogue, Talon Vinay, Joshua Andrews, and Yuli Montano. In addition, Levi also plays a character, so again, a shout out to him. To conclude, I would like to maybe potentially do a little bit of self-love and give a shout out to myself, Caleb Reynolds. I am the DM and the main instigator behind this whole creation. And I'm very grateful that we have this opportunity to record these and post them for your enjoyment. It's been a dream of mine to be able to do this, and it's amazing to be able to have an opportunity to do it. Well, with that, so very grateful for your listening. And we hope to see you next time on the Arcane